Hey guys, also welcome to another video of mine. It's Commando A, and this is another video of mine, and today it's a bit different. Usually, as you know, I've been making transfer videos lately, obviously with all the latest transfer news, keeping you guys up to date with everything regarding Chelsea. But today, I wanted to get into more in-depth tactical analysis on Frank Lampard. Now, as we know, his move to Chelsea is pretty much inevitable. He will become Chelsea manager, and the announcement will be soon. Obviously, Sarri's departure will be announced first before we do sign Lampard, but Lampard is a front runner. We've had very positive talks with him from what I've been hearing, from what I've been reading from like different publications and sources as well. But Frank Lampard will definitely 1000% become the next Chelsea manager, and as we do know, it's pretty much inevitable that he will become it. And basically for this video I've decided to do some research on his tactics at Derby last season and how they could be adapted / implemented into this Chelsea side ready for next season. So, you know, sit back, relax and go into proper tactical in-depth analysis. I've done so much research and research and reading for this video. I've done so much on what to expect from Lampard next season, the formation that we're going to expect, the type of style we play, you know, different type of positions, the team instructions, and what to expect from Frank Lampard. And I want to give you guys an insight, get you guys fully informed, ready, and kind of educate you guys. I spent a lot of time in this video, so make sure you do show that support. Smash the like button if you do enjoy this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not here, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions as well. But let's just begin with Lampard's usual formation with Derby last season. Similarly to Sarri, Lampard used a 4-3-3 formation. And basically, I'll begin with what our defensive style would be and then move up onto the offensive tactics. So basically, like I said, he uses a 4-3-3 formation. And obviously, I'm going to talk about the defensive style, how we defend as a unit, and then talk about the offensive tactics. So defensively, the first point is, luckily, Frank's defensive philosophy is very similar to that of Mauricio Sarri's. Frank makes sure that he uses the front three press very highly while angling their run to force a central pass from the opposition's defenders into either a striker or someone who's dropped deep. Now, basically, we've seen this a lot in the Sarri system. The front three that he uses in the 4-3-3 formation, he uses them to press effectively. Now, what I mean by press effectively is they angle their run. So obviously, when they press, they don't press like headless chickens. They press effectively, forcing the opponent's defensive backline to, force them into errors, but also basically blocking the angling passing lanes, so they can't pass to their usual, midfield. They have to, they're under pressure to make those correct passes. They can make, errors and decisions, and they can potentially pass back, allowing us to basically exploit and move up the pitch more. We always defend from the front. It was like that under Sarri, and it's like that under Lampard. That's what they've been doing with Lampard. That's what they've been doing with Derby this season. So basically, what happens is they angle their run to force a central pass from the opposition defenders into either a striker who's dropped deep or an attacking midfielder. As we press effectively, the high press from the front three, they force to boot it up long to either their attacking midfielder or their striker, and they're most likely going to lose the ball, so they can retain the ball and retain possession as soon as possible. This is one key element that is in not only in Sarri's system but also in Lampard's system, which is good to carry on that philosophy. An attacking midfielder, once attacker has dropped and received this pass in a deep position, if he does pick up this pass, this then allows one of our centre midfielders and one of the inverted wingers, which I'll explain later, to attempt to steal the ball in midfield. Now, this is where Kovacic is crucial, because a lot of a lot of my subscribers and fans, and not only just that, but general Chelsea fans, the general consensus is Kovacic, they don't understand his position. Like, what does he actually do? Now, everyone focuses Kovacic on his goals and assists, but that's not what he's strong at. He's strong at ball retention, retaining to possession, dribbles per 90 minutes, the way he moves the ball around, the link-up play as well. This is his strengths, and I think this is perfect because, like I mentioned here, when the front three press and they boot it up long to the attacking midfielder or the striker that drops deep, this allows one of our centre midfielders, either Jorginho or Kovacic, to force forwards and retain possession. And this is why, in my opinion, Kovacic is a must. This is why Kovacic would be perfect for us next season. And this is exactly the reason why. So once the attacker has dropped a really pass in a deep position, it allows a player like Kovacic or Jorginho to basically retain the ball, steal the ball in midfield, or an inverted winger. Like I said, this is why Willian should be really effective, because Willian is extremely really good at the defensive duties. We know that he's a workhorse. He works so hard defensively, and I think this is perfect where he can defend back. He's a workhorse. He can retain possession. He uses a lot of his stamina. I think Willian Pedro that work extremely hard. I think this is crucial. Basically, As I move down, what's clear from these defensive tactics is that Mateo Kovacic would suit this new system very well. I've already mentioned Kovacic. Kovacic is a hard-working defensive midfielder who would be perfect for this job of putting pressure on the opposition midfielders and eventually stealing the ball. I also believe Willian would be also an important asset to this defensive system, as he has pretty decent work rate and tends to naturally drift out of his winger position anyway. And under Frank, he'd be given the freedom to do this on and off the ball anyway. Like I said about Willian and Kovacic, exactly the main reason why when I was making these notes and researching, Willian and Kovacic would be crucial to the Lampard system, because not only their work rate, but the way they retain the possession, retain the ball. For me, they're underrated for the system. And then, obviously, like I said, we've already talked about the front line, about the press and Willian and Kovacic, but let's talk about more the midfield, about how the dynamics in the midfield are going to work. Now, although the defensive system was similar to Sarri's, the midfield system is a total contrast, and it could also affect certain players for the upcoming season, depending on how Lampard decides to go about the midfield system. So let's take Derby last season, for example. Last season at Derby, Frank didn't really use a regista. Instead, he opted for a standard defensive midfielder, i.e. in brackets Tom Huddleston, with the two other midfielders to push higher up field while in possession, as Lampard hasn't opted to use a regista within this system. Now, there are many reasons why he hasn't used a regista. Maybe he hasn't got the right skill set in that position to use one. Like I mentioned, he used Tom Huddleston at Derby, who's more of a defensive midfielder who was linking up the play, who's a deep line playmaker, but he's got world-class quality options such as Kovacic and Jorginho, who's a world-class producer that can retain the ball, that can pick out the passes, that can dictate and control the tempo of the game, but also link up the ball as well. So I think that at Chelsea, he will be able to implement and adapt, but use Jorginho in the register. So in my opinion, I think Jorginho will be perfect for a Lampard system, because he plays similarly to Sarri with expansive football, the way he utilises, defending from the front three, the way he utilises Kovacic, Lampard, the dynamics in midfield. So yeah, like I said, Jorginho's role could be at risk, but I think that the fact that, he will have more better players suited for his skills, such as Jorginho and Kovacic, I think that Jorginho's position is well and truly safe. He's a world-class player and he will utilise him correctly. So yeah, Lampard has shown on multiple occasions that he's prepared to adapt, which suggests it to me they'd be willing to adapt his midfield system to suit Jorginho. And basically to do this, Frank would have to consider slightly changing the formation at Chelsea to a 4-2-3-1 and moving N'Golo Kante slightly further back to play alongside Jorginho within a double pivot midfield. Now, we've seen this in the past with Gattuso and Pirlo back in the AC Milan prime days. Worked fabulously. N'Golo Kante and Jorginho are two world-class midfielders, and I think that at Chelsea needs to readapt, but I think that having them two as a pivot would be crucial. We've seen this a couple of times. Spurs in the League Cup, Wolves at home. Together they've been absolutely crucial, pivotal. That's why a double pivot. And by doing this, Lampard is offering more defensive support, though, while Kante is still there. Now, getting Jorginho's maximum capability on the ball, which as we know can be world class, playing in front of this double pivot within this 4-2-3-1 formation would be Ruben Loftus-Cheek, a strong, pace attacking midfielder who'd fit in perfectly at the attacking midfielder role. And obviously for me, the perfect ideal midfield would be in Jorginho and in Kante in that double pivot position, with Loftus-Cheek in that attacking position. Obviously his pace, power, precision, future world-class potential, best number 8 at the club, and he's a simply goal scorer and a goal creator. And now we move on to the attacking phase, attacking of what we should expect from Lampard tactically. Now, attacking within Lampard's attacking system at Derby, there are shades of Sarri's system, but also certain differences. Lampard last season tended to utilise long passing through midfield towards the attackers, similar to what has been utilised last season under Sarri. This part of the attacking system suggests that David Luiz could be a very important player who could be utilised very effectively with his trademark long passing next season. As I quickly mentioned earlier, Lampard tends to use inverted wingers within his system, which simply means wingers that is given the licence to free roam the pitch and primarily join in with the midfielders in attack. Eden Hazard would have been perfect and ideal for this. Unfortunately, he is gone. As always, he's always loved roaming the opposition's final third and joining in with the attacking centrally occasionally. Unfortunately, Hazard was of course left, which means we are stuck with Callum Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic to take control of this role. But I do believe Callum Hudson-Odoi is the future of Eden Hazard, and he's perfect for this inverted winger position. Hopefully he can recover from his injury soon, but he's ideal for the system. Pace, precision, strong composure, very, very skillful, and that world-class potential. He has such a bright future, and he will be our bright, shining light in our man. He will be our future in Hazard. He's a fantastic world-class talent. And like I said, when fully fit, could really master his inverted winger role. As he's a complete attacker, he has pace. He can dribble well and finish well. Within a few years of coaching under Frank, I believe Callum Hudson-Odoi could be very effective at this role. While Hudson-Odoi is occupying the inverted winger role, I believe Christian Pulisic could then stay out wide and use his pace to get around defenders, and offer a completely different problem to defenders to what Callum Hudson-Odoi will offer. This then instantly creates a real problem for defenders, as not only do they have to focus on Callum cutting inside constantly on his right foot, but they have to focus on the pace of Christian Pulisic down the other side of the wing as well. So yeah, that is how the attackers will work. Christian Pulisic, Callum Hudson-Odoi acting as inverted wingers, cutting on their stronger foot, using their pace, dribbling, agility, causing problems down the flanks. You got the midfield dynamics as well, very similar to Sarri. The press of the front three, the pace, how they're pressing, shutting down the angling runs. You got the defence as well. David Luiz's trademark long range passing. The way he utilises the fullbacks as well. In Emerson, Azpilicueta likes to overlap the inverted wingers to utilise the width on the flanks as well. Because obviously, when Pulisic and Callum Hudson-Odoi, they're basically inverted wingers that cut sides. It allows Emerson and the fullbacks like Azpilicueta to basically bomb forwards and overlap the wingers, so it creates that width and it drags the fullback out of the way, so it basically gives more space in the half space of the Callum Hudson-Odoi and Christian Pulisic. I think that's what you to expect from Lampard next season. I've already talked about each specific individual player, the dynamics of the team, the team instructions, everything about it as well, giving you guys an update. I've spent so much time researching, making notes. So yeah, it'd be appreciated if you could smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. If you're not here, leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Are you excited for Lampard takeover? If you're not, are you a Chelsea fan? I mean, seeing Lampard back at the Bridge is going to be emotional. One of my all-time favourite players, biggest legends of his club, and yeah, going to be interesting. But yeah, that's an in-depth tactics analysis of what to expect from Lampard next season. But yeah, if you did enjoy it, if you don't forget to subscribe to my channel, if you're not here, hit the notification bell so you're notified for every time I do upload. And I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.